What, Brian, what?
Huh?
Brian who?
Yeah. Donahue.
Oh, I thought you said somebody else's name.
No.
Recently incarcerated.
It's been years since I've been.
See how the rumors get
Yeah.
started.
What, did you, Alex? Highland, well, what year did you graduate?
Dang. I mean.
That gets worse and worse.
I know, I didn't mean that bad.
Why not? Makes you feel good. Andy. Makes me feel good.
Well, Roger, when did you graduate?
75.
75, there you go.
Makes you feel better.
That makes
you
you
feel
There you go, thank you.
Hey, I'm coming after you. I know.
I graduated with Joe.
Yeah, I didn't, I can't remember what year you guys. I just saw him last week. We went to Arizona.
Somebody come in and have 4 cop cars behind.
Yeah,
me
it was
trying
real
to-
good time. Went to Sedona. That's nice out there.
You like it out there?
Yeah. It's hot.
Oh,
It's-
miserable. We was out there last summer. 113 every day.
Yeah,
Where were you at, Brian?
Sedona. But the thing out there, when you're in the heat, if you get out of the heat, you know, at least you get some shade. Here, the heat follows you. You know, that humidity goes with you. The shade doesn't, it helps. I thought, you should really want this stuff. Put this in the paper.
Well, I've got mental problems, so I probably don't want to sit here.
Sure you can.
Stay out of trouble there.
Other side, next time. Flood and a wildfire all yesterday.
In one
Yeah, I
day.
do.
We are one month. Yep, in
One
one
day.
day.
Yeah, we do need
Something biblical proportion.
The earthquake was 4.5. And the drought has, you know, New Mexico's pretty much like that. And then the fire broke out.
There you go.
This time it
If
was,
there had been a flood too, I'd have been like,
it was only 100 acres, she said, because the last one was 500, which was worse. They were right on the cut.
we dodged the tornadoes the other day. They
Hold
wouldn't
your
have
breath
anywhere
for
else but here.
Hold your breath for tomorrow, Wednesday.
I saw a lot of damage going from Muncie into. Went up 9, like going towards 26. And just past 26.
Heavy winds
Basically
down
somebody's
100
house all over the yard. Did you
That,
see
that
that?
barn roof
Uh-huh.
has been tore off 3 or 4 times
Yeah.
that I've seen.
They said they just had it replaced a few weeks ago. So.
That's kind of tornado alley by Madison Grant, stuff that way. For us around here.
City Hall.
Don't sit in the meeting. What meeting? The board, this is board. I don't know, board. What's the 6?
50.
I was there.
Probably some jokes that we made with that, but I'm not.
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah, I don't think it's that topic.
These are high school guys.
They have
They're responsible.
You're good.
They're good guys. I know these three. Strong, solid.
Okay.
kids that can help us.
What it makes it tractors, we want to steal that with tractors.
Like Kubota.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
It's- we do everything.
One at 120.
No, this is a given, but I'll help another
Crash.
too.
Yeah, just north or just east of 2 East, about 5:30.
I won't turn cars this line.
That's a big wreck at 128. We had 2 in an hour and a half.
What happened down south of us? South of us? Just about 4 scattered turns. Oh, no kidding.
Truck with a trailer went by.
I saw a lot of vehicles there. They were there for a while.
Successful.
That's too bad.
Like 3 cars.
Huh?
How
about the road?
It
It was by the. Oh, wow.
Not a lot of traffic.
That happened all about the same time.
It's been dragged home from 200.
It's been a busy day throughout the whole county. Yeah. I mean, everybody, there's been a lot of wrecks today. Oh, Anderson, Thornton, us, East Madison, more people are out riding around. It's been busy all the time. I think we've got we have to put there to die and just sign this mission. They're all going for 2020. Yeah, 745,
Something like that.
745 egg crop, something like that.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, about 200 minutes to 128. 128.
Oh, did she give you the wrong one? 'Cause it is on your side.
Right there, the meters.
Yeah.
He said it's sitting.
You don't remember that, brother?
Too bad sales are good. Everybody tells me. Nothing.
I'll take that one from you.
I have masses. Thank you. That's what I want to be.
I don't want you, I don't want anybody to get hurt. I don't want anybody to get hurt. I want you to be bored as possible. That's pretty good. I know, so. What do you think? You don't want it, but when you need it, you need it.
Also, I live the videos. Okay.
Please stand for the pledge.
I guess I brought it up. Yeah.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father God, we thank you for this evening, this beautiful weather we've been having. Thank you for your hand of mercy that's been upon us with the storms. And I ask that you continue to be with all of our employees and our families, and they get a good rest in between the next round of storms. In your name we pray. Amen.
Roll call. Sarah Collish.
Present.
Tim Smith.
Here.
Dr. Cunningham.
Present.
Jeremy Vanderman.
Here.
City Attorney Julie. Here. Treasurer Darcy Vanderman. And I'm also here. Everybody get a chance to review the previous meeting minutes.
Motion to accept.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It's like the first thing is you for insurance.
I'm Eric Freeman, I'm the Alexandria Park Superintendent. I've got a handout for you, but if you don't mind, I want to just kind of give you the overview before I give you the paper. The paper backs up and proves everything I'm going to say, so it's not my opinion. Barrett, Sam Driffel, who's a municipal engineer, and I were a small committee that the mayor put together to look at the 24 roofs, or the roofs on 24 city buildings that were damaged last year because of hail. We asked 7 companies to bid in one form or another. We got 6 bids. 3 of them are part of the packet. Barrett went to the city council a couple months ago to make our recommendation after reviewing the bids that we got. And he was told that we need to put this out for bid because it's $550,000 plus. I wanted to provide an overview. I'm here tonight because time is of the essence. One of the company, this is the simplest thing you'll deal with this year. Very simple stuff. We've all put roofs on our house. You probably all had to put a roof on your house after the hailstorm last year too. This is the exact same thing. The only thing that makes it a little different is that it's 24 buildings and it's shingle roofs, rubber roofs, and metal roofs. Complicated a little bit more by the 2 half-circle roofs on the Kiwanis buildings in Buell Park. But it's super simple stuff. We got the bids. All of the bids, and this probably happened to you, it's the same process. You call a roofer, he says, what's your homeowner just going to pay to get your house re-roofed? You say $24,000, and he says, that's what I'm going to charge you, $24,000. And that's what happened. And I've got 3 bids here. They're all the same price, and they're all exactly the payout that the city got for those 24 buildings. The city took the claim or got the claim paid, and the claim was 556,000 plus, and the exact amount is in here, on the 4th of September, 2025. And that's a very important date to remember. But everything I say, September 4, 2025, lock in on that. It's important because once the roofer gets up on the roof and starts making repairs, there's something called, this is new to me, may not be new to you, supplemental. It's supplemental damage to the roof. Maybe your gutter was damaged by hail, but the insurance company didn't include that in what it paid. Maybe your the soffit was damaged by hail. The roofer's got to get up there and start doing the work to find out what else might be damaged. If they find that, they can make a supplemental claim to the city's insurance company and get that paid for. But the window on supplemental claims closes on September 4th, 2026, because it's a 1 year from the date of the payout. One of these bids, and it's the only bid in here where I put the full bid, in creating the estimate, identified $220,000 plus, and the exact amount is here, in supplemental damage. So if the city doesn't make the claim for that supplemental damage by the 4th of September, there's $220,000, very likely more, because they said, this is what we observed while we got up on the roofs to make the estimate. Once we get up there and actually start replacing the roof, very likely we'll find more. If the city does not make those supplemental claims by the 4th of September, you can't make them. That's a hard deadline. So I wanted you to be aware of that, because in the time, and I think it was about 6 weeks ago that Barrett made the pitch to the city council, nothing has happened. We're just burning time with that hard deadline of September 4th coming up. And we can't wait until September. We've got to get the roofers up on the roofs and get doing the work. So let me give you this packet, and all I'm going to do is walk you through and repeat what I just said. But I'm going to show you why I'm saying what I'm saying. Thank you. Yep. These pages are in order, and we're going to go in order. The top piece of paper, as I wrote on here, is the insurance company payout notice, and it's 56 pages. So I didn't give you all 56 pages. And the important thing is on the back, down at the bottom in red, I've circled, that's where I'm getting September 4th, 2025. That's the only reason you have this page, just so you can see where I'm getting that date. The next page looks like this. This is the selective insurance payout pages. I've numbered the buildings down the left column. You can see there's 24 buildings. I put an X at the bottom of the second page, which is back of the front for you, because the Emery Lee roof blew off, I don't know, sometime in April. It was a heavy wind day. The Emery Lee roof was already in bad shape and just began to blow off. The sheeting under the roofing blew off. The decking, wood decking, was exposed, and we had to get that roof because there would be more building damage if it rained, and it happened. It did rain the next day, but we had it covered and then re-roofed. So I've taken Emery Lee off here. The important thing on this handout is circle it in black on the back. Can't miss it. $556,596.81. That's an important amount. You're going to see that exact amount to the penny on the 3 bids. So I wanted you to see where I got that figure. It's there. The next 3 things are bids. So you've got the Go Big construction bid. This is an Alexandria firm just north of State Road 28. I've circled his estimates, $556,596.81, the exact amount. The next one is Todd Nichols Construction out of Elwood. I've circled it, $556,596.81. The third one, and this is the big one, and I wanted you to see all of this because we were impressed with this one. At the top, I circled in red, $556,596.81. But the next line, additional damage estimated value, $776,000. That's an additional, that's not a total. So it's an additional $220,398.62. This is additional damage, and this is my handwriting, recorded during estimation. This is damage over and above is anticipated to be found during the actual work and can be claimed and submitted correctly. I wanted you to see this whole thing. This was a very impressive bid. As you can just kind of go through it quickly, but as you do, I've circled in red where they say not paid for, only repair paid for, not paid for, not paid for. So they identified, that's where they've got that 220,000 bid plus. They've already itemized it. And then the last 3 pages are the handout that I gave you earlier from the insurance company that just shows building by building what the insurance company said they'll pay us and what Amos said with additional supplementals, this is what you should be paying. This committee recommends Amos Construction for 14 of the 24 buildings. It recommends Go Big Construction for 10 of the 24 buildings. Couple reasons. One, we wanted to give business to a local contractor, and Go Big is an Alexandria contractor. We also wanted to get 2 teams going because if we have 2 teams working on the roofs, we can get a better chance of finding supplemental work that needs to be done before the 4th of November. Go Big specializes in shingle roofs. The guy that owns it wanted to do just buildings in Beulah Park that have shingle roofs, and that's those 10 buildings. That's really all I wanted you to know. But the fact is, I know you're going to tell me no, and that's fine, but I want you to give the go-ahead for these 2 construction companies to get to work, because we need to get them up there to find additional supplemental work that the city could recoup at no charge to the city when the insurance company's done. You have questions? I know that's kind of a lot.
Of the 10 buildings that you indicate that you would like Amos to do, how much of that supplemental damage amount covers the 10 buildings? Or did that include all 24 buildings?
Included all 24 buildings. The
Is Amos doing 14 or 10?
14.
The majority of it was on the 14 buildings, so I think about 164 of that 220 is what you're referring to,
Okay,
roughly.
thank you.
No problem. We're also at risk of losing some of our recoverable depreciation. The claim was done June 18th of last year. We're coming up to a year in a couple of days. I talked to Stephen Claudio, he's the head of claims over Selective. He has no problem giving us another extension, although he has commented that he sent us 2 checks and isn't overly excited about how fast we moved. But I did tell him that we went to presented, there was a confusion in it being bid out. He understood it's happened before. So as long as we have something in the works by the end of September, there will be no depreciation problems. He just wants to see something get going. So basically it was 90 days from yesterday when I talked to him.
And we already have the money.
We had the money for over 8 months. This half of it.
It's an account that's over 3 years.
I'll jump out front real quick. I mean, no matter what, anything over $150,000, according to Indiana bid law, has to be publicly bid, advertised, and has to have a scope put together and advertised out to the public. This is all fine and great. This is what we get after a public notice is done to bid a job. And then however we want to break it up, we have to clearly identify if we're going to break them up in that document, or we have to put in there that we have the right and reserve the right to break this up, but we can't break it up under Indiana bid law, or we risk fines and violations from the state. And with everything we've had going on previously being cited for not following Indiana bid law, I just want reassurances, whether attorney and legal can give it or not, whether or not insurance claims are exempt from Indiana bid law. And I did some research between last meeting and now, because we want this done. I want this done. But a simple Google search says these projects are not exempt from Indiana bid law. So whatever we need to do, I'm behind you 200%. I want to push the train, but how do we do that? So I think we need to get it advertised. We need to get going, and we need a scope prepared. Is my assumption and just what I said correct?
Yes. I mean, it is absolutely right. So there was a change to the thresholds the last legislative session. I think it starts July 1, but it doesn't come into effect for this one. But anything over $150,000 requires it to go out to a public bid. And you can't break up a project to get under that threshold just to get around the public bidding statutes. And so you've got, when the State Board of Accounts comes and takes a look, they're going to say, okay, give us a copy of the bid specs. Where was it advertised? How was it done? Because they want to make sure that you're following the proper procedures when it comes to that.
Would these be considered as, to me, should be considered as 24 separate projects, not one big project.
Yeah, the state law speaks that though, if the job totals, you have to, the state law speaks to that specifically.
Change. What is it?
We would still be,
Yeah, it goes down actually.
Okay.
Is there a chance, I know with the city I've worked with, we had something like this happen and time was of the essence to where it was going to cost or be harmful to citizens, if you will.
Well,
And so-
emergency type.
Mhm.
Yeah.
221,000 is a pretty large number, and I know it's because of not doing the job initially, and I understand that. Regardless, we're in this position. So is there any way that we could talk about that? Because that's not going to go away.
I know that that's not going to go away. The problem is that when courts come in and take a look at that, they don't buy that. So there's a case law that talks about appropriations, where if it is an emergency situation, you can do an additional appropriation real quickly to take care of something. This is for on a county-wide level. The argument was this courthouse that this county had is a fire hazard. And that's an emergent situation. It's dangerous to the public safety and the residents. And so we need to get it taken care of. The courts came back in that case, said, and they agreed that it is a bad situation, but the county knew about it prior to the budget. And since you knew about it prior to the budget and you didn't take action on that, it does not create an emergency. You cannot create an emergency to then skirt around.
This really isn't an appropriation issue. This is simply a public bid law requirement.
Correct. And I use that for the purpose of the tenets of that case where you cannot create the situation of the emergency
Sure.
to then get around.
We had a building fall down. We didn't have a choice. You got to get a contractor here today to get bricks out of the road. That kind of stuff does happen. I mean, if one of the buildings, which they really did, has water in the building, we have next door, somebody do that work.
Do have an active leak in the fire station in the back, correct? Could that qualify to break that off and use that? Because that is a large part of this bid. And it is something that I am worried that that's going to, where we're going to find the most supplemental work is going to be in that building. And so that's my biggest worry. And we do have an active leak. And again, I'm asking because I understand this has been, the ball's been dropped. I don't want to put anyone in a bad spot, but it's real money and
We just got to get it done.
I think the same thing's gonna happen is on September of last year, when you got these checks and these claims, had you done the bid for this, under the bidding procedure for public work, then that would have been resolved. And so you can't, I mean, that's my concern. Again, what I say is counsel. I mean, is advice.
Yeah.
You guys either agree with it or don't agree with it.
What are the time constraints for public bid?
Well, that one question I would have is, are we required to have an architect or AIA or PE prepare the RFQ and or the bid tab? Can that be done in-house?
No, you can do specs in that.
Okay.
And it sounds like you have somebody on the committee that's
Educated enough to help put it together.
Yeah.
Then it's just a matter of the advertisement. These all get refreshed.
You could do.
Repair.
Well, when you say there's someone on the committee educated enough to do it, we are the committee and we're not educated enough to do it. So there you are. I don't, no one's told me, no one's helped me.
Could you use the insurance estimate as a spec, beginning spec?
No, because you don't want to put the values in.
Spec is gonna be the materials and roofing, the type, the size. I mean, this is something an architect would do for us typically.
How long is it gonna take to get the bid?
We gotta have it listed for at least 6. There's no way we're gonna meet our September deadline. It's impossible. I mean, again,
Say that again, if we don't do what by when?
we have to list it 90 days, right?
No, public bid advertisement's just 2 weeks, 2 week minimum. But we have to have this,
There.
huh?
As this important, go ahead.
Yeah, no, sorry. So, but getting an engineer architect to prepare something on the quick, efficiently, effectively, cheaply, but to get us through this.
Who should have done that? Who should have got an architect? I mean, I'm so confused on where we're at right now because I was literally called and told to help with the committee, and now you're telling me I needed an architect and everything, and that was never said.
We never understood that an architect had to be involved, doesn't.
I'm just saying, Eric and I have spent a lot of hours in this, and this is somewhat upsetting right now.
Yeah, an architect, if we had our own design standards in-house, which we don't. The city of Alexander doesn't have the set of standards. We're small. We don't have it. We typically per project.
We need guidance, guys, because apparently everything we're doing is pointless. And we've done a lot of work for pointless stuff. I'm sorry.
We have small call contracts with a few engineers and architects.
Is this something that Board of Works would take the leadership?
Yeah, I mean, who's supposed to do this?
So
You know, I feel like we've done a lot. We know the timeline, we know the amounts.
Yeah, this,
And we
this,
appreciate
yeah,
it.
you've done, you guys did your,
But I've been on the phone with Selective for hours about this. I mean,
it's just a Indiana bid law. I mean, even with
well, my
quotes.
question is, what should it have started? That's what I wanted. I don't understand. Because for next time, like, I don't know.
yeah.
Who was supposed to order the bids?
Committee got the bids, and we were asked to get bids, so we were asked to do.
Yeah, but not last September.
No, they gave us a check for 6 months and no one knew we had a check.
We didn't advertise. We didn't know.
Yeah, under 150,000, you don't. You just get quotes. This would be good for anything under 150,000.
It makes sense to me, 100%.
And
And it makes sense what you're saying.
we're in hot water now because we did do that on another project. Not your fault.
I understand. But I see where it's coming from. It's just 221,000 is a lot of money for a city that doesn't have any money.
I would make the suggestion you call Etica Group out of Fishers. They're doing Elwood and Tipton currently. That's who did the architectural engineer for the fire department. They do government buildings and government projects all day long.
It's gonna add too much time. I mean, I know.
So
I'm not
they're
gonna
well
reach out
versed.
to them, yeah.
They're already working in the county. I mean, that's just my 2 cents.
Whether or not we feel we could do it internally is a call you and your staff are gonna have to make there, without an engineer or architect. And that's, if there's enough information for you guys to put this out to the newspaper to get a publicly advertised bid. There's samples.
I didn't even know about it. Who would we give? How would we give? Who you usually, some starts to get 6 months.
Well, normally they'll have some engineer that's involved in the system. If it's a road, you've got, the engineer goes out there and.
We don't keep one on our team like we used to. We hire them
To
to
draw
as
the
needed.
specs and the specs are out.
We need to get off that. We gotta get one that's willing to work with us now.
We've got a few under contract that could probably jump in an emergency real quick and knock
I will,
this
I
out.
will get in touch with some engineers first thing in the morning.
And I know some engineers. I'm happy to call. I have to know what I need to do it because
Yeah.
Well,
I just
we need somebody already
We're
under.
sorry that
Yeah.
we have not
This
been
is-
of help and you guys have just been doing this on your own.
Yeah, and this is the first I've heard of the spec, so I got nothing about that.
I know you guys have worked your asses off and we appreciate it.
we're just worried about the buildings, guys. I talked to him last week. He has damage every time it rains, we have issues going.
Yes.
When we would have first got, just for clarity's sake, when we would have first got your initial estimates back to then would have triggered checks over 150,000. That's when someone here, administrative boards, buildings, lay the blame on all of us. But that's where somebody should have said, they've got to get an
I
architect.
don't want to be blamed. I just want to know what to do.
Yeah, but the process is,
Yeah.
if we realize and anybody's aware, if anybody is aware, we're gonna go over 150,000. We gotta get people involved to put out a request for qualifications, a request to publicly bid this.
We will be looking for a special board of works meeting, but I
Absolutely.
find somebody.
And you said that the insurance report has 50 some odd pages.
56, yes.
56 pages. And you list every
Every single thing.
building
Yes.
and everything there. think what you can do is you can take that insurance forward
Mhm.
and say, hey, this is the scope. of
These are the
public
bid documents, yep.
We need your bid to do the work that is detailed in
Yeah.
that. And the insurance, they got the pricing on it.
Right.
And now
They got rates and pricing that I can do for you.
So
Take that-
that would take the place of.
Thank you, Barry.
because they list everything that those dollars are going to cover. So you put that out there, and get the advertisement done and move forward. I mean, the timing restriction is for a project under 25 million, I think it's, you can't let that process go over. Once you put that first advertisement for a bid, it can't go longer than 6 weeks before you.
Okay.
To start moving. So it's a compressed timeline.
We could meet the deadline, as long as we get the advertisement. done.
We're in.
And if we get the stuff from you and we could just say that plain the specs are the quantities and fine materials is fine, delete the dollars. We might not need the engineer architect at all.
Well, I can have you that tomorrow. I'll download that.
I'm good.
I'm sorry, who do I send it to? I didn't mean to do that to you. I apologize. That was mean. That was a mean thing to say.
That's fine. Yeah, I can be here at 8, but.
I'll email to somebody. Who do I email?
Does that, Amos bid include all 24 buildings?
We do have a bid of all the buildings. Yes, we do.
That's the one that you should use.
If you see
Well,
this
he
page,
sent us select. I got it.
We have to review them. Once they get them, we have to review. And we have to go through them.
But he needs a starting point.
Oh, the insurance has the whole.
Yeah, so the
The
insurance gives us a scope of work, and that is what everyone else is going off of, so that's what we're gonna use, because everyone else has also.
Yeah.
So I just gotta take the rates and the time, that's fine. Not a big
Could you email it to that to myself and to do?
Okay, thank you, guys. I
We'll get
appreciate
it. We'll get it. We'll get it.
I really appreciate your time, guys.
Eric, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for all your work.
It will not be for naught.
I appreciate it. Can I get it from you, sir?
Next is employee health insurance renewals.
So what was sent to you shows, that our annual renewal has come back at negative 2.5%. So not increasing, we're saving. We didn't have a committee meeting, to review that, so, that's, nothing's changing, no benefits, no coverages. I don't know, Adam, you want to speak to it better than me, because I know you've been at it longer than I have, but.
So if we stick with Anthem, the reduction's 2.5%, we're about saving roughly 46,000 and change. As a majority, word of mouth, employees are happy. It's a cost right on point with what we're currently paying. And after speaking with Wes and the mayor, I know that there will be lengthy discussions for next year with the insurance committee to look at things more globally. This year, I'll say it was rushed, and at the last minute, due to fine tuning our coverages with active employees, retired employees, and dynamics changing with children aging out, et cetera, we were able to drop off X amount of people, and that's where the cost savings came from. We were looking at a 9.8% increase prior, and then once the fine tune was done, we're at a 2.5% decrease. So
Are you the one that shops for her insurance?
not necessarily. Not
so when's this one take effect?
July 1st.
Oh, it's July, okay.
Yeah, we're in a short window. United Healthcare was an offer. It's $200,000 more.
I saw some info from United in our packet, so we did get some information from.
The Anthem should be in your packet as
Yeah,
well.
okay, I thought I saw that.
The Anthem should be in there as well.
Yeah.
The United.
The summary from Anthem and then some stuff from United's in there. Oh, I've got, yeah, I've got that. Yes, I have the same thing.
I'll make a motion to accept the insurance renewal.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. Next is reimbursement. The woman claims that our meter reader damaged her gate and she bought the parts and made the repairs herself. And it wasn't reimbursed, so,
I have a question about that.
okay,
Don't we have insurance for that? So just,
for $140 now. That's below our deductible.
but is there anything else we can do with that, Julie? I mean, why did she redo it and then send us the bills to check on this first?
I mean, normally when there's a negligence type action, there's a tort claim notice that should be filed within 180 days from the time of that, so that the city can go out and do their investigation to make a determination as to whether they're liable or not.
So a resident or customer would do the tort claim?
Right.
Okay.
They have to file, so if I say that, the police chief hit me with this car, I still need to file a tort claim notice to the city to say I did this, or I hit a pothole and damaged my vehicle. I have to turn in a tort claim notice or claiming this negligence, and then we work it through that process and make the determination from there. You can make the determination as to whether or not, hey, the deductible is going to be more, so we've got the funds in here to take care of this, but the analysis is usually first whether or not that there's liability on your part. So, I mean, if she sent something in, I mean, I guess that would count as a tort claim notice, saying that she was here. And it looks like it was in April, so it's within the 180-day period. I don't know if any discussions have been had with the meter readers as to what their recollection of that time period was.
That was my next question, just of the mayor, to see if did you have any conversations with anybody to kind of validate any of it? And do you have an opinion on the matter?
Yes, I do have an opinion. I think rather than, it's a he said, she said,
Okay.
and I don't feel like we should err with our customers.
She claims to have witnesses.
What's the usual cost for like a customer with, they file at the county, like what's that look like as far as a process to file it?
A tort claim notice?
Yeah.
Well, I think this would.
What's the filings? Okay.
It's some
I didn't know if
sort
there's a
of,
long drawn out process at the county and there's
no, it's
stuff
some,
that's gotta be
some sort of
recorded.
written
Okay.
information that's provided to the city.
And she brought us this, the front page previously, pretty much, but we asked her for receipts
Okay.
for
Good.
the material that she bought. Now the labor is hers,
Yes.
but the material, then she brought
Do
receipts.
we have a policy for this, like going forward? If not, we probably need to have.
We'll have to go back and look through our newly updated. Let's
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah, I think we probably better have one because, it's more
I
likely
mean,
gonna happen again now.
I would say, yeah, this would be tort, if this equals a tort claim, which would probably be the policy.
I'll make a motion to approve Mary Lyle's request for reimbursement for damage. As presented.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed?
With a note that.
Yeah, you're up, Brian. Sorry.
Jeremy Rasmussen has been with the department for 28 years. He served in a variety of roles, including the assistant chief for 8 years. Most recently, he's been our school resource officer. He's reached that point in his career where, based upon his years of service and also his age, he's determined it doesn't financially make sense for him to continue to work under the current pension. What he would like to do is go ahead and retire here at the end of June from the department, but he's not ready to retire from work week. There would be a mandatory separation from the pension of 30 days, and then he would like to return under the civilian perf and be rehired to continue as our school resource officer. It's mutually beneficial to both the officer and the city, more so for the city in that the perf contributions between the current fund and the civilian fund is substantially different by hiring him under the civilian perf, it's going to save the city about $7,200 a year just in the pension contributions, as opposed to hiring a new hire. He wants to make sure he has a job, and that's why I'm asking you to approve his hiring under the civilian pension before he retires. The alternative is he just continues to work and under the current pension, and we continue to pay those increased costs. So I'm asking that you guys approve his hiring under the civilian pension for the SRO position starting when school starts in the fall.
Yeah, I don't see anything that triggers. I think it would, because he's not being hired in that right now. I think it's the chief is asking for consent that that's the course you would go, because you can't hold the two positions at the same time. So,
He would have a separation of from the city of 30 days is what the pension
We
requires.
still have a separate meeting maybe later for the general hire. That'll also be separate.
allowed to hire him on, and so he'll terminate, be off, and then come back.
That's what I thought.
So,
Okay.
sorry, you can.
He
He just
just
wants to
maintain
make
his current qualifications.
all of the certifications, everything continues over. Yes. Yeah. He just wants to make sure he has a job before he gives up a job is all it is.
Yeah.
Sweet all things.
So I think my recommendation would be just kind of a consensus of the board.
Yes.
So, Tori, yeah.
He's done a good job for us and it does save us money.
He'd be first tier on any
Yeah.
new application, new hire. I mean, he would be the.
He's completely trained. Like I said, it saves the pension contributions, and then also we provide the insurance to retirees. So if he stayed, or if he was a single person on the insurance, it would save substantially as opposed to providing insurance to a new hire. So it's a win-win for both.
I'd be on board
Yes, I'm
with it.
fine with it. Yeah, that's be a good hire.
We'll just have to be official later when it comes back.
When would you like to come back? After he retires? So
We gotta wait.
next meeting,
Gotta wait the day thing and then.
wait for the 30 days to be over?
Yeah, we have. I think legally we can't take action until then.
So that'll be at the end of July when the school starts.
August
His,
starts first of August, I think.
yeah, he's projected to be out all of July, and then we want to be sure we try to get him in before the first day of school, hopefully.
So we might have. We can do it at different time because school starts on the 4th. August 4th.
July. August, so wait, not July 4th, okay.
August 4th.
Thank you.
Oh, they're switching things up this year, Jeremy.
So what's the date of the second July meeting?
Maybe 20. That won't make the cut on
When's the one for the 1st of August?
third.
If July 20th is a meeting, we could probably have him, I'd have to ask him and make sure it works with the pension, but maybe he can retire
Couple
a
days.
couple days early. I don't think there's anything that says you have to retire on the first of the month, is there?
If you're past 15.
So August 4th is first day of school. Monday, that Monday prior would be our meeting, right?
When's August 4th?
August
Tuesday or Wednesday?
August 4th is Tuesday.
Tuesday.
So you can come
I
before.
don't know why kids, they don't go back to school on a Monday. I used to have to go back to school on a Monday.
So
They say it's easier for the kids.
As long as he retires by July 3rd, July 2nd. Be safe. Remember. Thank you.
Next meeting will be held July 6th, 2026 at 5:30. Second adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
I-
All opposed?
Thank you all.
Do you have the bus this year? Yeah, good shit. They don't this year.
I didn't pull out.
Huh?
I'm sitting pretty low.
You'll know. It's booby trapped. If you sit in it, you slide out forward.
A booby trap.
It feels like it, but it's not.
Did you fix it?
Yours
Wait,
is tilted forward.
Hang on. Yep.
I was gonna say you're tilted forward.
I've said I fixed this chair for 6 years. I'm just like
You better
government.
get on it.
Feel bad.
That's what you see.
Hey, how you doing,
Try to
Mary?
catch up on this.
Come to the drain.
You move the travel. Yeah, I got a lot of ways to it. Rubbing in my
I
bunch.
was over there on Mary Knoll,
Oh, over at
behind the school.
Okay. So love
You know that? Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
All the lands are out. Morgan still lives in all.
Sometimes remote on the TV.
Yeah.
I understand. Hey, Chief.
Yeah.
Hey, you see what? With the big. Well, for the summer. Be careful what you say about it.
I will.
I don't want to know.
I'll still be here.
Motion to release.
You know what? I'm okay with that.
Just taking over what short.
Either that way, you guys complain about everything before we have to prove something.
My veins.
Oh, yeah. They're so good, bro. You and my dad.
They're so good. Me and John Reed can eat them like water.
Hey, John.
They're so good.
So long as your meeting starts at 5:40 or 6 o'clock. Not 5:30.
You can have mine. Everything has to pass unanimous. Pretty cool.
And I gotta go.
Gotta be majority of the body.
Like it would be I was gonna have to. Thank goodness it's-
Okay, let's call over the city council meeting for June 15th. Do a roll call. Roger Cuneo,
Present.
Don Bertzel. Wendy's not here. Amy McCurry.
Present.
Dave is not here. Donna's not here. Jeremy Bannerman.
Here.
City Attorney Julie.
Here.
Clerk Treasurer Darcy Bannerman. That's fine. I'll go here. Do we have any public comment?
Not on the sheet.
All right. Move right along to approval of meeting minutes for June 1st.
Motion to approve is presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, APV 20784 through 20897. City 6/15/2026 in the amount of $58,627.84.
We held a couple back last time. Is that for the next one or was that for this?
So we have one and it should be in this one.
Received an email from Rachel about speaking with me regarding. Is that correct, Mary? You went back over it?
That is correct. It's actually, it's actually the parent company for, I think it's 1898 that we hired.
Oh, yeah, no, that one I knew about.
Yeah, that's the only one that
Okay.
was held back. So, and this should be their final bill. So there's still like $3,600 left on the,
If we need it.
if we need it,
Yes.
but this should be their final bill for the work they've done.
I feel comfortable and thank you for going back and reviewing that. With that being said, I'll make a motion to approve.
That's right. All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. ACV 20793 through 20898, Enterprise, June 15th, 2026, in the amount of $102,080.
And I don't see Wes on here and I don't, thank you for coming tonight. I know you said will you be speaking to us this evening on any?
Not tonight, unless you have any questions.
Okay. Not right offhand, I just didn't know. Well, that's not like first thing on me. Okay, thank you.
Any questions on the?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hey, payroll for June 12th, 2026, in the amount of $145,021.60.
Motion to approve.
I will say I spoke with Darcy earlier. Thank you, Darcy. As
Thank
far
you.
as the appropriation report, and she and Wes are working through that. And she did clarify for me where one of them, was in the negative, should not have been. And, showed the way in which that was. And I know we're still gonna do appropriations at some point, what have you. So I didn't know if any of you three had questions about that with the appropriation report or not. And I'm sure she'd be happy to answer if you did, but, thank you for clearing that up.
Wes and I still have
Not yet.
yet to meet, so
Oh, okay.
we've been having a little dialogue online, but my work schedule hasn't allowed me yet, so it'll lean in on you guys a little bit for some of that up front.
Yeah, I'm still learning it, still learning a lot of it and the whole appropriation, aspect of it.
Yeah.
I'm just concerned, and we talked several meetings back as far as watching that appropriation report, police, fire, other departments. It's the only heads I see it back, of where you're at in your budget lines, because some of them are a little leaner. So that's what my concern is. And I know again, with them working through that. I just didn't know if you guys had that question as well.
I'll probably have, but they'll probably be for a little bit later. One thing, since I think we're on payroll, but to Amy's comment or questions, I had some really good talks with Susie Boss, great consultant for the city. Maybe you guys haven't dealt with her, but she's been very helpful for me to understand how each one of these reports all talk to each other and kind of what's good. And I haven't had time to catch up to you yet, but like for us to do our job from Thursday night when we get stuff over the weekend to Monday isn't always a lot of time. If you have anything going whatsoever in any kind of life on the weekends, and we are servants of the public, but to have essentially 2 evenings, 2 days to try to go over everything for Monday, I wish there was a better way to do it. Yeah, I wish we could, I'm gonna vent for a minute. Sorry, Todd, but Mayor, I wish we had a meeting to introduce everything and then 2 weeks to review everything. And then the next week you could almost just pass everything right away. But time is of the essence. Sometimes we just can't do that. I really get that. But to try to do this and feel like we're really doing our job as counselors in 2 days over the weekend isn't, I feel, practical and responsive to the citizens. So I get really frustrated when we come in and then we got emergencies and stuff to pass. It just fumes me. But that being said, we want to keep things moving and rolling and passing things. I know we're on payroll and claims, but it's all relevant. So that being said, I would like to ask the board and council if maybe Susie could come in one meeting one day too and just talk about like a workshop or something that says, hey, look at these 3 reports. And maybe you could be here too, Wes, or if this is something you want to do versus her, right? And to say, when you have claims, when you have payroll, when you have this, and not that we're ignorant or dumb and we have AIM training, but it doesn't always translate.
No, it doesn't.
And to say, hey, this is what you need to do from Thursday to Monday. And if you have a concern, grab this number, this number, this number, and oh, there is a problem here. Ask these questions.
Yeah.
Or, oh no, you can almost rubber stamp it each time if it's this way.
Right.
I think that's maybe speaking for me, I don't know, but that's where I lose focus is what to ask, when to ask, so that it's beneficial to the group, not just myself. So again, whether Susie comes in, Wes, both, a combination, I think it'd be nice to see some of that selfishly for me, because she helped me tremendously on the phone a couple months back just to understand some things. So
I'm gonna be honest, I just want to know in a real world how it's really supposed to be done, because you hear different, she may have a different opinion than you have.
exactly.
So on and so forth, and we're already get all these
Yeah.
opinions. I just want to know.
And legal may have their own opinion.
And so I'm always open to learning. I just feel like we need to, I don't want to make it even more complicated, because we've just started getting the financials and the reports and trying to put those together and trying to, I don't want to convolute it anymore.
We should be efficient, effective, but
But we saw the last meeting. I mean, and nothing on anyone here, but when we don't even know who to go to ask or how to start a public bid,
Sure.
you know, we can't continue. And I'm not trying to be an ass here, I'm sorry, but it's just, it's overwhelming. Everything is overwhelming. And then I agree, you show up to a meeting and it's like, oh gosh, well, why wasn't that done? And then everything is pushed to that last, oh, we're on a time limit, we're on a time limit, we're on a time limit. And of course, we are public servants, we're here to do a good job. We've given our time. I know we make like 3 cents an hour. And that's really kind of no joke. Honestly, I put a lot of time in it and I'm not complaining about it, but I agree with you. You probably.
Puts much time in it.
Well, but with all that being said, like that, I think we all want what's best, and that just makes me, I'm just gonna say on that we all need to start working together, because I feel like even within this building, there's not so much of that. And it just makes it hard for everyone. And the sooner we can all come together and try to work together, the better off it's gonna be for everyone. And there has to be better processes. I would agree.
I do feel like there's some light at the end of the tunnel, finally. Not getting my hopes up, but I do feel like we've been making some good progress, and I appreciate Mayor's efforts, and your efforts, and Darcy trying to work with everybody here. So, I mean, if we can start to make these steps, I can feel like we're gonna get in front of some of these deficits, get in front of some of these thin budgets just in time for SB 1.
Well, and that is good. But I really feel like right now, since Board of did make the decision, you know, to hire Wes and he's here, not that we wouldn't be open to Susie, I'm just speaking for myself, but rather than continuing to have different opinions in different matters, because Susie's been with us this whole time. So she has seen how we're doing it. And if we're trying to lean into a different way of doing it, I don't want us to get confused by what we have been. But that's not to say that's something in the future, and I don't know how anyone else feels, but I feel like since we've made that.
Yeah, to try to have you come in a meeting like this is okay, but it'd be nice to have a separate meeting to do this. We used to have working sessions, so maybe a separate working session for the group, and we could advertise it. However, I mean, I think it'd be really beneficial.
No, I'm all for that.
I don't want to interrupt anybody, so I'd like to respond if that's okay. Thank you for the confidence, first of all, that you've shown in me, and it's kind of ironic, isn't it, that we were just talking about this not an hour ago.
We really were, and we've cleared his dry erase board. We've already, and had to clean it a couple times.
So
we've already been spitballing.
Yeah, let me just say that Susie Bass and I have been friends for 20 years. So we're very well acquainted with one another. She does an outstanding job. I've learned a lot from her. She's learned a lot from me. I don't want to speak for her, but I bet if I asked, and if you asked, she'd come up here and we could tag team this. And she's a wonderful resource. We are in the works of equipping you with the knowledge that you need to make the fiscal decisions that the city needs for you to make. I'll put it that way. We are building a budget calendar from November back that will include workshops with you, workshops with the department heads, and workshops with the mayor, and of course with Darcy. But we're going to do those incrementally so that as the department heads each build their budget, they'll understand it. They'll understand why, the who, what, when, and where, and then they'll be able to translate that to you in your workshop. Okay, so they're going to get, and they're all going to see it at the same time. We're not going to bring these people in silos. We're going to bring them all in at the same time. And we're going to say, okay, here, Chief Matson, show us your budget. Chief Holzleiter, show us your budget. Street Department, all the way right down there. So we're planning to, but we need to build that. And so we need to make sure that the books are in the proper order. We're accounting for things, we're appropriating things from the right line items, from the right funds. So that's what we're doing behind the scenes now. It's a slow, tedious process, but we've got to do this work at the ground level to build that pyramid to make sure that you're getting the information that you want. So I'm glad you're willing to dig in because we're gonna get you in the weeds. It's coming.
Cause that was the flag I threw on the play with him. I'm like, I was concerned with our timeline. If we're camping our flag with our department heads for so long, that's gonna take time away from council. So how do we do that? So that literally was the conversation that started for us.
We have to
Before we
make
came
it
into
work. I've been around the building for
Don't say it.
too long, but, for the department heads to actually be able to come and it would be a first for the community. And it would be good for the community as a whole. And, I think everybody wants to get there and it would be, it'd be new, different and great.
Jeremy, this is the way, in the 12 years I was clerk treasurer for the town of Plainfield, this is the way I did it in the town of Plainfield. I equipped each department head and gave them the knowledge and the basis in which to present their own budget and control their own budget. Now, they can't control the revenue. The revenue is what the revenue
Right.
is.
Here's your pot, here's your little bucket. You can do with it the best you can.
But we're all one big bucket. I know we've got little buckets inside the big bucket, but I think it's important for these professionals to have, to be equipped with how to spend their money and where their money's coming from. And then they can tell us how they want to spend their money.
Might take us a minute to understand the language, only because it's gonna be foreign in a good way, so.
I mean, and we talked before, it's not our job to micromanage it, so, and they know what they need better than we do a lot of the time. But everything needs to be in place, the contracts, before it's brought to us. And I think I'm very grateful to think that we are on the right track to start moving.
I agree with Jeremy. I think there's definitely a light at the end of the tunnel and it's not a train.
Yes.
Don't pinch me yet.
He had to reassure me that there wasn't a train coming.
Don't pinch me yet.
So yes, Mayor, you do have a first on the
Payroll.
floor regarding payroll.
Oh, we had a second.
Not yet.
Okay, I'll second and I'll shut up.
All in favor? All opposed? Okay, now it's time for board comments.
But here you are.
I do have one. This.
You don't want me to take, I can go chapter 2.
Would you like to first? Because I'm
No,
gonna try to end on a
I'm
positive
trying to
note.
save mine for another meeting.
Okay. This Saturday, Madison County's America 250 celebration is gonna be held right here in Alexandria at Beulah Park all day. I know the committee behind it has been putting in a lot of work. They're gonna have some really good bands. John Cougar Mellencamp that tours several states is going to be there. So if you like John Cougar music, he's gonna be there.
Not actually, no.
Yeah.
I said band. Oh, I'm sorry. Cover band. I'm sorry. It's called Melon Cougar. Yeah.
Put it out there.
Alexander Melon Cougar.
What time did you say that was?
Well, the festivities start at noon, and so they're gonna have vendors, food trucks,
This Saturday. right?
this Saturday at Beulah Park. So
And
it's
music off and on all day.
Okay.
yes,
With the Melon Cougar.
Melon
I think
Cougar.
it's the last.
Yes, it's the last one. But they've been really working hard on that. It is the entire county celebration, and they chose Alexandria to have it. So I just wanted to put that out there so that people can attend.
Pensions every other meeting, right?
The lot, yes, you'll
much are
see
we doing?
usually the first meeting of the
How
month
much are we-
because
yeah.
we distribute it by the 30th, yes.
I will make a comment quickly. I've been driving around town a little bit and making notes in the list of properties and houses that I hope to goodness dealing with or tearing down or something, but I'm gonna get back, obviously, planning commission on some of those, but I didn't know any other council members. I would like to compare lists and just make sure we're not over redundant things, but
And dang it, Jeremy, how'd you go? I was gonna wait on this. If a citizen does have an issue, who is it that they should contact? Because over the last 3 years, it's been a few different,
An issue with
properties,
maybe.
mowing
over-
grass, building,
Yes, or,
groundhogs.
Bill.
okay, so they
And
should,
he has gotten out and written some notices for people for grass and trash alike.
What about the clays down there? That's getting worse and worse down there. And then there has been nothing done there for a long time.
There's also a way to submit online if anyone has any issues with us and then,
Okay,
but I just wanted to verify. I wasn't
just bring them
who
more
it is that they
in,
contact.
nothing going out.
Yeah, that I don't.
That one's on my list too.
Was it? Yeah,
Well,
I've been,
there's plenty.
What else there? What about the lot on Sheridan? Screwed up, have you heard anything on it?
I haven't got a call on it, but I've seen
I
it.
got calls at the shop.
Did you? Yeah, they'll call you guys a lot of times too. Yeah,
So-
probably forward your calls.
Actually, she stopped us when we was putting barricades up for the gas leak.
Yeah.
And about a week ago, she called about across the street.
We can forward those up to Bill and we can. All right, next meeting will be July 6th, 2026, 5:45.
make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
If you want to stay here long for everybody, we can talk.